Hi, in this next situation that I will show you about doing mosaic crochet in the round, we have a slightly different situation, and this time the thing is working into these corner stitches here, because here you see we work into this, and well, this is in the center, and it's yeah, very tiny and hard to see, and there's a lot of pulling going on there. So I have a solution for that to encounter that situation, and I will show you that now. First we will do row 0A and 0B here, and that's well, like usual, like every setup, and I will show you again how to do this. And first we will take the darker color, which is color 1. I will have a magic circle, so this is a repeat of what we already did in the first video. So do this first chain quite tightly, and then do the next 4 single crochets into that loop. So, and I have a tendency to do that second stitch always a little bit looser than the first one, so well, it looks more neatly. So this is number 3, and this is number 4, and then I will place my markers into these 4, and here will be my red one, here is my yellow, green and purple, and always put them into that bottom loop, and then now close the round by pulling this yarn end here. So pull it tight and then close the round, and here is our yellow marker, and here is the stitch on the right to it. So this is our first single crochet, and I always have to pull it up a bit. And please take a look at my first video for all details of this, because I really go into depth there. And well, and did I leave my, no, I accidentally, you know, these have to stay at the back. So again, close the round, and then I position my red marker into that first single crochet, and then we have done row 0A, and then I take my new color 2 new yarn here, and I pull it up here, and then pull this really tight, that blue one, and also pull the white very tight. Do that first chain stitch, and really, again, really pull it tight, and then take the yarn with you to the left side. And there's a lot of going on with all these yarn ends hanging here. So we will do our first single crochet here at the red marker into the top loop, so the marker is in the bottom loop, and then work under that blue yarn and do our first single crochet, and then you can leave it hanging there the blue one, and then we do our first corner, 1, 2, then do our second single crochet in next corner, then go to the other, and especially here with that darker blue, it's really nice to have these markers, because I know exactly where I have to work. And then here is our purple marker here, and pick up that top loop here. One, two, so that was our final round. And now, well, for this pattern I can take out my middle markers, so that's really nice. But well, you remember that I said that we will be working into these corners here with the next row in the white. And when I will close this round and pull this through, there will be a lot of tension on these, especially this last chain, and also a bit on that chain before it, and then it will be very difficult to work in them, even see them. So I will already encounter that problem by putting markers into these bottom loops. So these both chains, and then I will close my round. So here is my first single crochet, the top 2 loops here, and then I pick up my loop, and then I will pull it through. And you will see that when I pull it through, and I also, yeah, you see when you pull on it how much tension there is on this marker, especially this last one here. So imagine that you don't have this marker here, then it will be very hard, and it will almost disappear, this stitch. So well, some preparation for 2 rows after it, and well, then we will now continue with row 1A. Okay, we have done this now, and we will do row 1A, and that's easy. It's just like the previous video. We simply do 3 single crochets on each side here. So let's do that. And well, here is our start, and first I pull my white a little bit here. I pick up my blue. It's always identifying which yarn end to take. So pull the blue one up, again pull on the white to really, and pull. Here it is. You see it's tightened here. And well, you know I love markers, and like I showed in the previous video, it's very nice to have a marker here in the top loop of that first single crochet here. And then let's go to the first chain stitch in the corner, so that's after that orange marker here. And don't forget, and sometimes, yeah, I must say I forget it a lot. So put that on the top of your hook and make that single crochet here. Then you can leave it here and then do the corner. So really have a look at that first video, because there's a lot of things going on here in the center, and it might confuse you, but when practicing this it will become clear. And well, this is a very simple row, just like I did in my previous video. So 3 single crochets on each side, and then 1, 2, and then we come to our side here, 1, 2, 3. Let's finish this stitch, and here we have that marker in the corner. So this is the last single crochet of this side. Then do our corner. Yes, it's a little bit fiddly, but you know, when you look at it, here is our single crochet, the top of that single crochet here. So this is from the last side, so 1, and then we have to work into that stitch here. And then we can close our round, and we still leave in these markers here, because in a second you will see how helpful that is. So we have done this this round, and then we can continue with row 1B. So we've done 1A, so I will first stripe that off, and now what we will do next is this. We start with 1B, and of course always start with the single crochet in the corner. Then we do 1 single crochet and then a drop down double crochet, and here you see that we go into this corner here, and then we do a single crochet, and here we work into this with the drop down double crochet into this one, and then we do 1, the corner, 1, and then we will work into this again. But okay, you know, these are 2 chains, so let's do this. And where are we? We are here, and then first pick up our white and pull on that blue, and oh, I forgot to put in my orange marker. Oh, I have it here, and put it into the top of that first single crochet, the top loop here. It's just helpful. Doesn't matter if you forget it, but it's just helpful. So, well, like always, first, and then I will take my marker out of the way a bit. First work into that first chain here, and don't forget to take the yarn here, put it over your hook, and do that first single crochet, and then 1, 2, and then do our first single crochet here. So now we have to work a drop down double crochet, and then you have to identify where that loop is where you have to work into, and especially in these corners it's a bit harder to see. And well, for the last corner we have the markers here, and well, if you want to, you could have put 2 markers in each corner before we even did this row, but I will show you how to see where to work. You see here, and I explained that in my first video in the introduction, here you have that single crochet here, and you have worked that single crochet into this stitch here, and here you see the top of the V shape like you have here. This is where you have worked into, and here below it, here or next to it, here we have that corner loop, and I really hope you can see this. Here you have this corner loop where you have to work into. So let's do that. And really it's just for the start where it's a bit fiddly to see, a bit hard. You have to pay a little bit more attention, but you know, after this it gets so much more easy. Well, then we had to do 1 single crochet, and then we had to do another drop down double crochet. So here is that double crochet, here is the top loop that you worked into, and right under it is that loop that you have to pick up. So for doing this double crochet, so here we have it. Pick it up with the point of your hook, and then end this side with 1 single crochet. 1, 2, and then again we will repeat this for each side. So again, identify where that loop is. So again, look under this single crochet here, and here you see that little, well, little blip here. So we have to go there. So let's pick that up with the point of our hook. And again, it will be so much more easy with doing the next rows. And here again, see where that loop is, where we have to work into. Here we have it. And do our single crochet of this side. 1, 2 for the corner, and then here again. Sometimes you have to give it a little more space. This is also why it could be helpful to do to add extra markers into these corners, but yeah, it will be very crowded then with all these markers. So here you see here when I've come to the last corner, here I have that marker here into that loop that we have to work into, and well, you see how handy that is, because we can simply work into that. Simply leave it in and then remove it. And 1 single crochet here, 1, 2, and then we are back at our first side again where we started. So start with that single crochet, then do that double crochet through this. And really, if you hadn't if you didn't have this marker here, it would be very, very hard to work into that corner loop because it is pulled so tightly that it is very small and almost disappearing. And then we have to do a single crochet, and usually we work into this stitch at our orange marker, but this time we have to do a drop down double crochet, so we don't need it, and we work into this last corner here, and then we can close our round. And so we have tackled this situation. And in the next video we will encounter another situation that we haven't done yet, because we will be working into that middle loop of middle circle. So see you back then in that video.